Hi everyone. Recently I hosted my very first empowerment workshop titled The Power of Her Voice. This was a workshop that looked at self-confidence, what affects the use of our voice, and also how that shows up in our church, in our community, in our workplaces, in community as a matter of fact. We looked at what stole the lies. We had an opportunity to dig, to peel back the layers and look at what affected us. How did a lack of self-confidence, where did it start from? What were the surrounding or underlying causes? I was glad because the persons were able to just be open and honest, and they said where it came from. We then dived a little bit deeper into that, and we also talked about how important it is that as we identify what stole our confidence, how that affected the use of our voice, what we needed to do to move from where we are, that is the discovery, to take actions. And so we looked at different tools that we can use. Because it's faith-based, I'm always going to come from the Word of God. We looked at the lies that the enemy tells us, thinking that we are not worthy, we are not good enough, we have nothing to say. Then we also look at what people say about us and how we make that become our own. And then we said, how are we going to make the change? We're going to say what the Word of God says. So we're going to replace the lie with the truth of what God says about us. That is a building block that we are going to do it daily. We're going to take a step. Right? I gave them some homework to do. And in that homework, it really was looking at making a value proposition statement. That is also helping us to identify the good that we have, replacing the lies that are there, because once you look at your value proposition statement, you are then able to see that all the things that you were telling yourself, you have the truth of it. And when faced with the truth, you have no other choice but to be the truth, speak the truth, live the truth out. And I know it does not happen suddenly. It takes time, just as how the lies took time to build root. Replacing it with the truth is also going to take time. But it's daily habits that at the end of the day will get us to where we need to go. Can I ask you, what are the lies that you've listened to, that you have fed into? What are the lies that you're telling your own self or have told your own self that has kept you stuck right where you are? You're afraid to take on new roles, new challenges. You're afraid to step out of your comfort zone because you're afraid of what others will say about you. Can I tell you that I have been there, and I still have my days when I make the voice, the external and sometimes the internal voice, louder than what it should be. But when that comes, I catch myself and I say, what is the outcome? When I listen to this lie, when I don't use my voice, what is the outcome? The outcome is that it's so that I will always be quiet, stay in my corner, stay in my lane, if that's how we want to look at it, and not take risks. So identifying the purpose, the reason of the lie is important, and then the truth, which is the knowledge of why this is happening now, what is it hindering me from. Once I recognize that, then I can either choose to stay in the lie, or I can choose to step forward, replacing that lie with a truth, and then move to speak, move to accept that position, move to ask for the position or ask for the raise, move to be who God has called me to be. Not allowing doubts, not allowing fear, not allowing my own opinion or the opinion of others to so drive me that I'm stuck right where I am. So I know there's a buzzword. We don't want to talk about self-confidence anymore, and we're talking about Godfidence. And I understand the premise of that. But as someone who is walking by faith, when I say self-confidence, it's not a matter of confidence in my own ability, but I'm trusting God So we are partnering together, and I'm trusting him to take me from where I am to where I want to be. I am trusting him with my abilities. I am trusting him with the value that he has placed on me and that he wants me to know that I have. So we left that training feeling that all the stones, which are the lies that we have put in that satchel and put it on our shoulders and carrying it as ours, we decided to leave it right there. We determined that we are going to make those daily steps that are needed to replace all the negatives that's there and make positive changes. It's not easy, I know, it is hard, but the results are always well worth it. Because a woman who is confident, a woman who knows her worth, her value, and stands in that and walk in that, is a woman who is powerful in the knowledge of who she is and who God has called her to be. She's a woman who will show up even when the lies are coming, because that's how a successful woman does. A successful woman doesn't stick and keep focused on the lies. She moves past those anyway and realize that those lies don't have weight. It is not who she is, and she becomes and do all that she was created to do. I know that you are a successful woman. How do I know that? Because you know that the lies that the enemy is feeding you, they are lies. They are coming to steal everything that God has purposed for you to do, and so you know that that's not what you're going to do. Even when you don't feel like it, you're going to step through and say, God has called me to be great. He has placed greatness on the inside of me. He has positioned me for purpose. He has said, no matter what's happening around me, I am his, and I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Have an amazing day, and remember, confidence is seeing yourself the way God sees you.